Hey guys, Billy Epphart here. Appreciate you tuning into another vlog, and I want to talk about here in this vlog the three primary phases of life. You know, one of the opportunities that I like about getting older in life is that you've had enough experience to kind of look back on life and really kind of determine and even ascertain or really kind of look into why some things happened or different directions, or I call them turns that you take in life. And what I want to do to help you with this, and especially those that are younger that are watching this, but even if you're older, you know, you're in my phase of life, there's really, I believe there's three primary phases of life. I heard a renowned minister say this years ago, back in the 70s. He talked about ministers, and he said every minister goes through three primary phases of life. And he described what those phases were. What I'm going to share with you in this vlog really kind of parallels those things that minister talked about. And this, the one that I'm referring to, the minister I'm referring to, was very well known back in the day. And there was something about what he said that really caught my attention. So as I've lived life and looked back to see, you know, how does that fit in my own life, I've discovered that it's really true. And so I want to talk about the three phases. The first phase is what I call the discovery phase, and that's where you actively learn who you are and how you fit. Now that doesn't mean that you know in that first phase that you're stuck with who you are, because you can always grow and change. You know, you're not a tree, right? So you can grow and change, but also where you fit. And I think the real truth of the discovery phase is really finding what your own gifts and strengths, giftings are in your life. Really discover what those are. And then besides your gifts and your strengths, also really find what's meaningful to you. So in that discovery phase, you find certain things. In fact, one of the reasons I'm sitting here doing a vlog today is because I learned back during my discovery phase that one of the most meaningful things that I could find was really helping other people learn, and I enjoyed teaching, that kind of thing. And so because of that, today I'm here doing some of the things I'm doing now. So what you do is you not only discover your strengths and giftings, but also you find out what's meaningful to you. So you discover what really, I call them touchstones, what really ends up being touchstones in your life. And then another part of the discovery phase that's so powerful is what I call mentors. You end up having other people in your life, and most of the time if you have one or two mentors in any phase of your life, believe me, that's such a phenomenal blessing to have. It's really the thing sometimes to really have a mentor that cares for you and is interested in your life, but at the same time one that you can trust and you can listen to. And that discovery phase helps those gifts and strengths and helps you find what's meaningful in your life. So the discovery phase, number one, is so powerful. Then that next phase of your life would be what I would call the productive phase. Now people always want me to put, you know, ages with this stuff. So, you know, what I would say is that really in your 20s, you're in a point of discovery. In this day and age, it's actually getting older than that. Most of the time, it could be as much as 20 to 40 could end up being your discovery phase, and then 40 to 60 could be your next phase, which is what we would call your productive phase. And this is where you become really productive. You still have the strength in this age, physical strength, to do all the things you need to do, but at the same time you learned a lot in that discovery phase of your life about who you are, what's meaningful to you. And so you become incredibly productive in this productive phase, living out who you are. And typically for most people, it's a stage of lots of accomplishment. Now, you know, if you think of people like Colonel Sanders, who didn't even start Kentucky Fried Chicken until they were, I think he was 66, you know, when he started it, or George Washington Carver that discovered made peanut butter from peanuts when he was 88. So that doesn't mean you can't be productive later or earlier. It just means typically this is kind of where that goes. So in the productive phase, you become productive, you're living out who you are, and it's a stage of a lot of accomplishment. So this is where you're able, where you begin to make your impact in society or in business or in investing or in any of the things you can do. Now, I just want to be clear, doesn't mean you can't do some of those things when you're younger, doesn't mean you can't do some of those things when you're older. It just means typically it kind of follows there. So we call that the productive phase, and just to put numbers to it so it makes sense, typically that's from about 40 to 60. And then what I would call the third phase is really the wisdom phase. And this is the phase where you desire to give back and pour into other people. You've learned through experience and you want to share what you know. And so that's typically from 60 or 65 and older. So at that age, you begin to pour into people, and typically, not all the time, but typically that's where it'll be in that age group you find your greatest mentor. Sometimes the mentors can be younger than that, no problem with that. It's just letting you know. But if you're in that phase, the wisdom phase, and I think one of the greatest disservices we've done to people in America, and I went through this, so I can speak to this. I retired the first time in my very early 50s, to where I just retired, and I can tell you that's too young to retire unless you have something to move on to. You must do that. So what happens is that it's not about retiring, it's about refiring. In other words, it's about getting up, getting out. And as I heard somebody older, if you're older watching this vlog today, somebody in this phase, they said one of the secrets to living longer is just to keep moving, right? Just get up and move. And so one of the things I learned was in this wisdom phase is to have the opportunity, which I do, and I'm thankful and grateful for that, to be able to pour back into other people. And so that becomes the wisdom phase. And for you may be sitting here and watching a vlog today, and you're in my age group. You may go, well, Billy, I don't have the platform you have, or I don't have the places to go you do. Well, listen, you can always find people around your life that need help, and people that need what you have. And so you find that, and I believe God will help you open those doors and show you where you need to go. So this is Billy Epphart. Listen, I just want you to know I appreciate you watching the vlog, and we're talking about these three phases of life that people typically go through, and how you kind of navigate those different phases of life. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.